Welcome, one and all. It's time. Walking Dead All Out War. Battle Report. 150 points. Andy versus Annie. The ultimate showdown. And in fact, Annie is seated right here to help break down this monumental occasion.
Woo! Hello!
Hey, I mean, look at that thumbnail. This is top-notch production values. This is going to send my subscriber count through the roof. Okay, here we go. Let's get rid of the thumbnail. And here is list 1. So this game, let's give you a quick rundown of the list selection rules. So we're using the characters from the base All Out War game. However, all of the equipment available is from a variety of different booster packs. So we didn't put any restrictions on it as well, which is why you can see Patrick there armed with Lucille, obviously his weapon of choice. So, 150 points. You can see that Liam there. Now, would anyone willingly choose Liam, do you think?
I think they would. He's a cheap guy.
10 points. But he's a wuss.
Nice low nerve there. Good catchphrase too.
Please don't, no, nah, gurgle.
Yeah.
What a
Good old
catchphrase
Liam.
that is.
So why did you take Liam?
Well, the way we did it actually, to spice things up a bit, we randomly drew the first character per side, which is why I ended up with Liam. And then to flesh out the force, I decided to go for Rick second, because once you've got Liam, you need all the help you can get. And then Patrick is a pretty decent choice as well. So Liam is armed with nothing, because the more expensive he is, the more of a liability he is, I would say.
It's true, especially with screaming.
Yes, he is very likely to start screaming throughout the game. Rick there is obviously a bit of a beast, so he is armed with a pistol, his own personal hatchet, which doesn't come in the base game. I think that comes in the lorry booster pack, and an ammo reload special item, because he's my only person with a gun, don't want him to run out of ammo. And Patrick, obviously spending 25 points, which is more than him, on Lucille, who's clearly worth more than he is. And motorcycle helmet, because he's going to be going up there and might well get shot in the head at some point and wants that protection. So, that's my list. Then,
What did I choose? Who I got? I've got Fancy Carl, the upgraded version, although he's the light, so I can't quite make stuff there. But he's a sharpshooter version, marksman. So I've gone for him. Loaded them up with a crossbow because, again, I'm excited that we've now got these extra items that are, again, from those boosters. So he can shoot 20 inches, which I thought, ooh. So decided to make... And it's silent. The crossbow's silent too. So please. I've got a silent sharpshooter Carl.
his special stops people panicking nearby. I can just about read it.
I've got Derek, who I've become a big fan of. Good sort of cap. Solid white dice there. What's he got?
Nice
A
pistol.
gun. A pistol. A super pistol, which afterwards I realised is a bit risky actually. Well, oh, white dice, good. But 3 white dice is a good chance of a headshot, but also a good chance of running out of ammo. So I probably should have ammo on it. Yeah, he's a nice, solid all-round character to have. Nice high nerve. And then Sandra is also strangely becoming one of my favourites as well. I quite like that we started with the base box, because we probably would have just ditched all these immediately.
Definitely would have ditched Liam immediately.
But Sandra, because she is a runner, she's very swift as the and run around. And she can also do a little sweepy out of combat if she's stuck in it. Very happy. Gave her a hatchet just today, but and a bit of armor. But I spent most of my money on Carl's gear, Derek's gear, making them 2 super killy. And yeah, I got a bit excited with the long range weapon. That's the angle I appeared to.
Once you got the fancy version of Carl, who's even better at shooting than original Carl, obviously as he grows up, that's the one thing he was training. Okay, here is the table layout. So we set up as per the rules, for a change. So we took it in turns to place the walkers, not zombies. They might go, but they're technically not zombies, they're walkers. So, which is why they're all gathered, all the ones that could have been are gathered right outside the deployment areas, staring us down. And you can see the various objectives around there, the bits of loot that we're going to be picking up. 4 of them in cars, and then there are, how many others? There's 5 others, I think, so 9 in total. So whoever's holding the most of those when the game ends, or if someone just gets wiped out, those are the victory conditions.
And bearing in mind, this is what, our 3rd game?
Third proper game,
yeah,
yes.
we did the how to play thing. So we're still figuring it out, but we're already adding our own little to place it up. Or things that we haven't figured out yet, and we're just went for a.
Yes, at some point we might do a battle report of the game we did with Sergio the Saxman as a special walker, like a Pied Piper type character. Okay, so actually, you know what? I forgot to bring up Mr. Arrow. There he is.
There he is!
So he can actually point at stuff. You can see there's loot there, and there. And, the point of that one.
Yeah.
So you can identify which figures are the walkers because, well, it's not that great in this lighting actually, but they have plain grey bases, whereas the survivors have a black outline around the base. Obviously, in shadowy conditions, it might get a bit confusing. But
As it does in real life.
exactly. So you can see that Patrick there is faced off with a couple of walkers immediately. And I've got Liam hiding right in the corner where he belongs, the wimp of the game. Rick just out in the middle there, ready to take on this old man.
Old man zombie.
His guts spilling out everywhere. And up at the other end...
God, I've huddled for strength. As I've been getting zombie overwhelmed. Or that last game, I got massively zombie overwhelmed, so I decided that they're gonna run it as a team. Time.
So, obviously, better killing potential, but could take longer to collect the loot, being the downside to bunching up, of course.
Although I was getting into a habit of collecting the loot early and then dying, so
Yes.
I try a different tactic.
But you'd actually try and live, which is usually a good strategy in games. Okay, so there are the central zombies. This guy obviously guarding the middle one. Look at that overhead view, so you can see we've got the threat tracker ready. We've got 2 sets of dice. Look at that
fancy.
COVID professionalism there. 2
Yes.
sets of dice. And all the cards, of course, laid out.
Oh, yeah, we should probably mention that we live in the same house.
Yes.
In case anyone's freaking out. Being
That is acceptable.
a human person.
People who live in the same house are allowed to
Yes,
play
The
The Walking Dead All-Out War at the same table, legally speaking. So, first things first, Patrick is the first one, immediately rushes out there, armed with Lucille. That'd give anyone a bit of bravery, wouldn't it? So he's high on confidence, just charges straight into one of the walkers, and because he ran to get there, that attracts the attention of another one, which he was happy to do, because he still thinks, with that Lucille at his side, he's still going to take one of them.
You're very excited to use skills.
He's armed with a baseball bat, so
Yeah, it suits him.
it's close enough. Carl isn't quite so confident, though. He's skirting the edge a bit.
Well, he doesn't need to run now because he's got his 20-inch crossbow, so 20-inch. Yeah, 20-inch. I was thinking of real terms there, so that's not very 20-inch. So he's only doing a little sneak forward so that you can try and do some off of get too close.
There is. I think he did try immediately to try and crossbow this walker here, this old man, but totally missed.
I thought it was
first
the
turn, I
lady.
think.
I thought it was the lady in front.
I don't know. I think he had a go
Oh right, yeah.
because I think he's only just been sneaking up there
Yeah,
and then
cheeky
missed
sneak.
completely. But let's see what we've got in the chat right now, because obviously this is going out live. But top-notch audience interaction. So if we
Yay.
start getting the rules wrong, I'm sure we'll know about it very rapidly. Got in there. We've got
Hi gang.
somehow we've got Bad Squiddo Games in there. I think that was a few minutes before we started though.
I was putting the viewers up by leaving it on.
We've got Jazz, we've got Craig, Joshua, David. Hello everybody. We've got someone sticking up for Liam, I think. Good noise, distraction. I assume that's who you're talking about because he's not good for anything else.
Just have him run over, scream, and die. It's only 10 points, though.
Yeah, can't argue with that. And here's Rick. Has had a bit of a shot at this walker here. No headshot, though, so just knocked it down, which is why all the others are converging on Rick now from firing his gun.
You were quite ready to go with Rick and Patrick, though, with the multi-skills.
Yeah, they're so
kind of
tooled up.
charged them in without a care.
Rick, he's got the gun and he's also got the hatchet as well, so I'm not bothered if the zombies go after him particularly. Unless he gets totally swarmed. Then Patrick with Lucille, I've maybe overconfident, but we'll see. Derek's
doing a little sneak and then trying to shoot the old man. Old man zombie, like the weakest thing you can get. He does shoot him, but he only knocks him down. He doesn't dispose of the brain.
I mean, we must be a few weeks or months into the apocalypse by now, because otherwise you couldn't be sure if he is actually a zombie or just an old man who walks like that naturally.
True.
So shoot him anyway, just to be sure.
Just to be sure. Aim for the head.
But he missed the head. And look, you can see the blood trickling out where he's hit him there. In the chest. Or in the knee.
Or right in the knee.
And, well, obviously, Liam is not fighting anybody. He's eyeing up all this juicy loot right here. He doesn't want to actually fight. He's the wimp.
Sandra, she's scooted up, now it's safe. That zombie's down. Walker is down. So she's got that loot there, ready to zip around. Pick that up. What did she get?
I don't know if we got a photo of what she got, so it can't have been interesting.
Oh, I think she got another bit of armour. So she was wearing armour, and then she got another bit of armour that she carried around.
Yes.
So it wasn't as... Got a loot piece.
And now we've got a car alarm as the event. So I think this car was the only eligible one to have the alarm put onto it, because all the others had survivors too close.
Yeah.
So all the walkers nearby are going to get attracted to this car, which Liam's plan of sneaking down here and collecting all the loot isn't looking too good with all this mess going on now.
So unless you get a character to go up and turn the alarm off, it will go off at the start of every event phase for the rest of the game. So that's quite a big walker draw. So that's quite interesting that they're all gravitating there.
There's guaranteed to be a bit of a swarm hanging around there, unless somebody turns it off. And it's also causing mayhem, so the game's going to end faster as well, as long as it's active. There's a nice overview of the whole game at the end of that turn.
Carl outshot there.
Yeah, Carl just lingering off the table there. Everyone else is in, I think. So, yeah, you can see where Liam was making a beeline here, going for this triangle of loot that was somewhat unguarded, but not anymore. And Rick is looking a bit lonely now that the car drew all the walkers away from him, apart from this one that's on the ground. So it's not looking too populated over on this side, really. But we are going to go into combat as well now. Which happens right at the end. So yeah, Lucille, obviously.
That's such a good weapon, though.
Bashes the brain in. Adds 2 white dice to a melee attack, which is better for close combat than it is for shooting, because obviously shooting, you're more likely to run out of ammo when you get headshots. But with close combat...
And that extra bit as well, where the bludgeon, where you can add the extra white dice. If you get any exclamation marks, you can have another shot, basically.
Yeah, so
it's in some frenzy.
It's really good if you're against a swarm of zombies who are going to be rolling quite high, or if you're against a survivor to do multiple damage. And
just as Liam there.
Yeah, just a picture of Liam.
He always does a Ned Flanders scream.
Yeah, I think he was just sneaking to get up there. Very high-pitched scream, I'm sure he does have. But the fact that they sculpted him to look terrified doesn't say much about his abilities, does it?
Poor Liam.
But he did find some loot with bandages. But with Liam, by the time he's taken damage, you expect him to be dying anyway. So he's got 4 wounds on. So it's not too horrendous. I'm sure there's characters with less. Derek. Looks like he's picking up loot from that car.
Derek up. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Found.
Get a metal pie!
Yay.
With the legend.
It's the loot
So
token
I'm
that he's got
creeping
there.
up on my loot there.
Rick, yeah, because all the walkers on this side of the table were down, everyone's just taking the opportunity to pick up the loot from the cars. And Rick is no exception. He's found 2x4, which is kind of useless because he's already fully kitted out before the game.
Is he 45 points?
I think he's 50 points, Rick.
Yeah, so that's a lot of points in one fella there.
He is a beast, though, with all this on him. Looks like Carl's shooting the zombie down.
Yeah, shot her down. Didn't headshot. Or did he?
She's not headshot because she's just lying down, I think.
Yeah, you would have. So yeah, it's sharpshooting doing that.
Yeah, this zombie, it looks like she was probably killed like while in the middle of making some cookies with the apron on and everything.
Yeah, it's that cookie dough or blood.
Could be both. That could be a new flavour, actually.
Yeah, was it Ben and Jerry's cookie dough and blood?
I'd try.
Is that it with the bat?
Lucille heading into combat again. Rick to count another. And he finds a tyre iron in the car first as well. Which, again, not much use when you've got this beast already armed with. I think Sandra, did she pick up a loot here as well?
I believe so.
Let's have a look. Yes, she did.
Oh yeah, that's what she got. Oh, she got some ammo. Or she got ammo last time, but yeah, she's now got an ammo, being the only non-shooter in my gang gets the ammo and gets body armor, even though she's already got body armor. And my looting is not so successful. But
she does
have
tokens.
Got the token.
And okay. So look at this. Frayed nerves. Because we're not on a high threat level, we just use this one here. And one model with low nerve, and there's only one of them on the board, chosen by the player with initiative, doesn't matter because he's the only one available, creates noise, which obviously draws this sweet old lady walker towards him. So Liam living up to his reputation of being the wuss here. Lucille doesn't actually kill this zombie, just knocks it down. Except Liam manages to kill a walker with his bare hands, just like puts his really terrified hand out to defend himself and just pokes it right through the eye into the brain.
Yeah, knocks the head off. It's a dodgy.
And then he like looks surprised that he's managed to do it.
Oh, just it's well done, Liam.
Could yet be the MVP of the game. Let's see. I did give him that orange jacket, so
You feel a bit of action.
do now that I've noticed I gave him the orange jacket. So in the middle you can see Rick didn't manage to kill this kind of disgusting gut hanger. But look at this now. So Patrick has decided that Rick is going to want to move away and shoot someone with his gun. So Patrick has swarmed into this walker because it will now no longer be considered like an eligible mayhem target. Because when Rick shoots, he's going to be pretty close to that walker. So it's going to be drawn to the noise, but not if it's in combat with Patrick.
I was like, teamwork.
Teamwork and strategy. Knew they were things that you could do.
I didn't.
I'm sure you'll have some coming. And Rick has now run off. He did fire his gun. He tried to shoot Sandra. Totally missed. And then the mayhem that was caused drew this walker into combat with him. Which is okay because it's only one.
And it is Rick.
Yes. Should be fine. It would have been nice if he'd actually done some damage with the gun, though. And so the event this time, walkers enter play, and the same walkers are then each moved towards the nearest survivor.
And were we on medium then as well? I think we were medium. So remember the two blue.
I'm not sure if we're on medium yet, but either way, it's still pretty dangerous, because normally when you bring walkers into play, you can't immediately move them as well. So there is a chance for them to get straight into combat, unless we're playing it horribly wrong. Which leads to Rick being surrounded by two walkers, which isn't nice. And Carl has now been attacked as well. Poor Carl. You didn't give Carl a melee weapon, did you? You just gave him a
he's
crossbow.
rubbish. I can't remember if he tried his long-range crossbowing by that point either.
I think that might be coming up in a minute. Spoiler alert.
Dun, dun.
So it looks like Patrick has disposed of this walker quite easily with Lucille. But Rick is bitten. Look at that.
Some hope for me.
Despite having a hatchet, he loses fight against 2 walkers and takes a bite. So he's carrying a piece of loot as well. So that could be important for victory conditions at the end. And there's how it's looking currently. So this old man has been lying down for quite some time.
Carl's had his combat over there and nothing happened.
Yeah, I feel like before that walker came on, Carl might have tried to shoot, or somebody tried to shoot this walker here because it's down. It might have been Derek actually with his gun.
Yeah, that was and then
That
I thought,
knocked
why
down
did
this
I even
walker.
bother trying to see that?
Yeah.
Got a gun, want to use it. Yeah, Derek was trying to pick some.
But the reason they all are back at the car now is because the mayhem was still being caused by the car alarm, so they just went towards Derek and then straight back again. Okay, next.
Ah, this was horrible!
Haha, so
No!
Rick has a devious move in mind. He runs, or I'm not sure if it was a run or a sneak, but it doesn't matter. He got behind Sandra and then shot at her point blank range, hoping to do some damage, but also it'll have the effect of drawing all those walkers directly towards him, which means they're going straight towards Sandra.
Pretty harsh. And in the back of the head.
I don't think he actually hit her though.
Still coming.
Yes.
Oh, and that old man Zom has got up finally and got Derek. But
Yeah.
Derek can't help out because he's there.
Yeah, so the effect of the gunshot from Rick drew this walker in this direction straight into Derek, so he's stuck now. Yeah.
Sandra though, 3 tokens! I've got all my eggs in one basket.
All your eggs in one
tokens.
Sandra-shaped basket. Just says Rick sucks. That's not very nice.
Oh.
So Sandra does run away though.
Yes, being a runner. She manages to slip out of that shenanigans, thankfully, clutching her 3 tokens.
Jump straight over the car.
Yep. Which is leaving Derek to
Who's supposed to be the leader, I think, of the
see you,
group.
Derek.
Yeah, so for anyone wondering, I'm pretty sure Carl abandoned Rick in the build-up to this game because he's become an expert sharpshooter, so he's just under the tutelage of Derek instead now.
I think it was before this he tries his long. There's loads.
Probably missed though.
Don't mention it. He manages to get. I can't remember his name because I keep thinking.
It might be coming up
Wimpy.
now, actually.
Oh no!
Let's see.
Spoiler. Maybe that's. Oh no! I think it was before this.
Could have been.
You didn't seem to get much further than this. Spoiler. Well, anyway, he tried. He was just in range to shoot Liam across the board. It was quite fun, although I don't think he did damage to him.
I don't think he did.
It was quite fun being able to shoot all of that way. I'm tempted. One of the rifles is 30 inches. I was tempted to get that at some.
If you position yourself well with that, you might not even attract any walkers with the mayhem either.
That's true.
At that range.
But yeah, Carl's job as a sharpshooter here is failing as he just keeps getting zombied from the side.
Okay, so look at this. The threat tracker is getting very high now. So the fact that we've got multiple melees going on, and we haven't had the event for this turn yet, means that potentially we could be looking at the final turn, because once it hits 18, that turn is the final one. So Liam is just making his way around here, picking up things. So he's got 2 bits of loot. He's got ammo as well, which is totally useless to him. He doesn't even have a shoot stat, so he's definitely not going to be able to make use of that, and he's not really close enough to pass it to anyone right now. And Patrick is in there, not doing too much. I think he does pick up some more loot though.
Yeah, that's why he's run up to there to get some.
Yeah, so he finds an old gun, which potentially useful because he didn't have a gun up to this point. But being armed with Lucille though.
Quite confidence there to be near some.
Yeah. Now, the kill zone is pictured here because Rick was brought into combat by virtue of being within the kill zone of this walker who was there. So Rick has now been sucked into the fight, and he's already bitten, remember, so he's taken damage already. Oh dear. So, the tension reaches fever pitch. Add 1 to the threat level immediately. Immediately draw 2 more event cards, applying the results 1 at a time.
Always the oh lord moment.
Yes, so bad stuff is going to happen now because we're already on high threat, so we're going to have the worst possible consequences of both of these events that come out.
The herd and pandemonium aren't encouraging terms.
Yes, so the player with initiative chooses a walker and moves it in a direction of their choice. All eligible walkers within 8 inches of the chosen walker then also move, converging on the chosen walker. So,
Send them all.
as above, in addition, all prone walkers immediately stand up. So I can't even remember who had initiative now.
I think it was you, and you sent them all to me.
I think I might have sent someone to Derek.
It was the Derek direction, that sort of mid-zone, I think.
And then, pandemonium. So we're on high threat. Players move all eligible walkers in a direction of their choice. Then, that many walkers enter play. So the fact that we're already pretty close to all the walkers at this point meant we were able to just like swarm everyone with walkers.
Blue being the what's it, highest number dice,
Yes.
means all start to, yeah.
And all this threat though
Yeah.
means that the game's very likely to end at this point as well. So it's very close. I'm pretty sure I'm in the lead by 1 loot token.
Nothing a dead Liam can't fix.
Yes. So look at this. Because of those events, Liam gets 2 walkers on him and he's carrying quite a bit of loot and he's a wuss. So when you put all those factors together, I do like this walker's jacket actually.
Yeah, quite cool.
Very nice effect there. So, what do we think, folks? Is Liam going to survive a 2-on-1 fight? He fights with 1 red dice and the walkers are going to have 3. He's got 4 wounds.
Grace.
Look at that. He survives on 1
Grace.
wound. And he's not even bitten, so he's not going to have a 50-50 chance of dying at the end of the turn either.
No. Outrage.
So Liam survives with potentially vital 2 loot counters there.
Oh, Carl,
Carl,
man.
no.
What are you doing?
He's getting bitten, that's what.
Oh, it's all coming back to me now. Trauma.
So he's got 2 walkers on him, and Carl is now bitten. Look at that. Down to his final wound, and bitten.
He's been such a waste. He hasn't done anything. And he's quite a fair amount of points there as well.
He could actually die at the end of the game with that bite on him. So the game is definitely going to end after this round because of the way where the threat level is right now. Patrick. Nope. Derek is surrounded by walkers. 3 of them. It looks like an old couple and some kind of high-powered businesswoman there. He's surrounded, and the fact that this dice exists here, I assume that's not a good sign.
Yeah, it's bad times. He's good in combat as well.
He
Although
is.
he's much better with his shooting, with his mega gun. I keep forgetting you can shoot into combat as well. Oh yeah, should have done that. Why did I do that? Oh,
Look at that. Derek, he's carrying a bit of loot as well, so it could be important for him to survive. Gets bitten on 1 wound, so he's got a 50-50 chance of dying at the end as well now.
There's a lot of tension in these final rolls. Carl!
There's the tension evaporated right there.
That was really... Oh!
There's dead Carl.
You did good there, Carl. That was worth all the training.
Carl is dead, and at some point he'll be back as zombie Carl.
It's now canon in our games that he comes back as an old man, though.
Yes, because we don't have a zombie child yet. So he's dead. Everyone else makes it out of that turn, which means that your side finish with 4 tokens,
Yes.
and my side finish with 5.
See, Liam should have died.
Well, let's have a look.
He should have died. Sandra was good. She got behind that car, so she was well out of the way.
Yeah, if Liam had died, that would have been a win for Team Annie there.
Woo.
But-
So Liam saved the day, really.
Did. him surviving on that one wound, and the fact that it
Not
was
even being bitten!
no bite, so that gave him a really good chance.
Do you feel bad that you were so mean about him? That he saved you?
Not really. So I think he did get lucky in the end. I wouldn't put stock in Liam in the future. I wouldn't think he did really well in that game. I'm going to take him
Let's take
as an option now.
I'm going to take it.
That low nerve, though, as soon as the game starts getting into any kind of stressful territory. Yeah, nothing comical happened as a result of the panic dice in this game. But usually it just stops him doing multiple actions because he's such a wuss. He can only do one thing. And then that event caused him to scream as well because his nerve was low. So
it was fun.
Rick wins. Carl is dead. Again.
I think he's died in all of our games.
Definitely most of them. He did
Especially
come back
when
as
I shot
zombie.
him. Did I have Rick and I...
Yes. We seem to have a lot of these father versus son battles.
Well, it's because we have... What do we have? The starter set has Rick and Carl, and then people we don't know because we haven't read the comics yet.
Or they might just be nobodies.
So
even if they've read the comics.
Sandra, Derek and Patrick are sort of NPCs to us, although we'd quite liked playing with them now. But yeah, the only narrative stuff we can really do is with Rick and Carl, because they're beyond... But we have got a whole load of boosters.
We've built up bonds with those characters a little bit now.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to feel about some of the extras from the booster. They'll just get played.
Well, there's one guy that came in one of the boosters called Andy, so he's definitely going to have to get picked. On the table right in front of us here, there's 12 survivors that are almost finished, so they're going to be ready for the next game. I think we're going to continue with the random draw to determine who's like the leader of your pack. And we might still not bother too much with faction allegiances yet. Yeah,
we're still sort of getting the hang of it. We're looking less at the quick play chart though. A lot. It
is quite an easy game.
Yeah. Especially when my brain's knackered. And feel like I know generally what's going on. I might just need to double check something about a dice, but that's like everything. Then we can like spice it up with all the scenarios and extra characters.
The main thing is remembering what the black dice means at any given time. Like, is the shield good or is the shield bad?
Generally good, but there's like one where it isn't, which could just be like sticks in our brain.
Yeah, so who knows which survivors you could see next time. We've got the likes of, we've got Glenn,
Jane.
Yep, we've got Morgan,
Laurie.
We've got Negan.
He's not allowed yet though.
Is he too much of a big boss?
No, we're trying. Well, I decided that we're gonna go a little bit chronological with it. I got Negan because he was out of stock on the website, but he wasn't out of stock. So I was worried that he'd be out of stock properly, so we got him anyway. But we're kind of mostly alright. So we got Morgan.
Some people we don't know.
Some strangers: Morgan, Andrea, Laurie. Yeah, Shane, Glenn.
What's her?
She's an extra that comes with Glenn, but I think she's one of the farm people.
Yeah, was she one of like the farm daughters?
Yeah,
of the farmer.
Got a feeling she dies at some point.
We've got Morgan's child, whose name I can't remember.
Yeah. Andrea's sister, who was
Amy.
Yeah.
He's not dressed for combat, definitely. And there's an old man with a shotgun who I don't recognise as well.
Looks cool.
I can't remember which
I
booster
can't remember
pack
who
he came in
with.
now.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jazz says, have you got the guys from the game? You may need to clarify what that means.
Version of...
Krieg has managed to paint all miniatures from waves 1 to 4. That is a lot. I'm looking forward to painting the unique walkers, actually, so we can have some more zombies, so we're not having to repeat the walkers when they are brought in. We don't have to bring the dead ones back, we can just use new ones. The computer game, I'm aware that there is a pack from the Telltale PC/console game, but I don't think they're available on their own.
Might have them, because Bruce sent us all of his stuff, obviously for cash. It's just gone, here it is. I've got a feeling that it's pretty much everything that we've got on the way, so we're going to get of extra things. But if we try and remain sensible and sort of, I like the idea of chronologically going through it, because it just stops me going straight for Nate until we play. We got the board game as well. That'd be cool.
Is the board game still like half price?
I've got a feeling it is, yeah.
I think I saw something about it that it was ending soon anyway.
That's a lot of stuff to play. And I'm actually into it. And we got the plastic cars and stuff as well.
They'll make the game a bit spicier once they're painted as well, instead of the cardboard.
Bought some accessories from a chap on Etsy as well. So we've got little placeholdery things to put the cards to make things just a bit neater. I did look at getting a table extender, but they're weirdly expensive. I'm tempted to make one.
Dun dun.
So we're not. So yeah, because you noticed that my cards were sort of tough a little bit.
Also, anyone who's interested in painting simple kind of board gamey miniatures in a rapid fashion, then while I'm painting these, I've been doing little bits of filming to make a tutorial on how to paint board game miniatures fast.
And effective.
Yes, it's a very quick method, and if you like how any of these look, then you should look forward to that. Okay, I think we can have another look at this thumbnail, because it's quite magnificent.
Or Sandra.
Yeah, I might have to get different zombie versions of our faces for each thumbnail so people don't think it's the same video over and over.
Great. Get all of them.
So in theory, could see one of these battle reports per week.
We are aiming to do a game a week. And that's me actually playing games! Getting back into gaming! So I'm trying to force myself, even if I'm a bit... Because I was pretty knackered last when we played that one, but it was still fun.
Sounds like an excuse to me.
Yes. Poor Carl.
And no, Jazz, the method is not dip it in contrast paint and hope for the best. Lol. Way more advanced than that.
Got highlights on top too.
Yeah, there's like 3 steps instead of 1. Okay, time to wrap this one up.
Thanks for watching!
Hopefully we'll see you next week for another one of these. And maybe we'll have a wider variety of survivors in that one.
Oh yes.
Yes, we might be able to spend more points on humans and less on Lucille.
Thanks, Shane.
Okay.
You could have Rick. Shane versus Rick.
I don't know, I feel like we're going to get too excited and just leave out all the base game characters next time.
We deserve a treat.
See. Okay. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Bye!
Don't forget to subscribe and check out all the links in the description, like the video and all that good stuff. And naturally, send me all your money, help support the channel and keep it afloat in these dark times.
Check out Bad Squiddo Games too. Woo!
Yes, Bad Squiddo Games as well. In fact, if you're buying anything from Bad Squiddo Games, you should be using the code that you can find right at the bottom of the description box to get yourself a free chicken.
Not live chicken.
No, a resin chicken.
That's small.
So, I hope you enjoyed the zombie sound effects as well. I don't think they were too loud. No one said anything about it, so I'll assume they were perfect volume. All that remains to be said now is, good night out there. Whatever you... Coral!